So could Klarna be the next company to possibly re-enter the ring? Let's find out. Joining me in his first broadcast interview since pulling those plans is Sebastian Siemiatkowski, the co-founder and CEO of Klarna. Sebastian, it's good to see you again.
Thanks for having me. It's fun to be back.
There's so much to delve into, but I have to imagine you guys are going to be back. Look, the waters are warm. They're practically hot right now.
Yep. I mean, it's been an interesting few weeks, we have to say that. I think also as we've been watching and monitoring what's been going on in e-commerce, is, we do $100 billion worth of volume per year, so we get a pretty good sense. And I mean, last few weeks, we were actually starting to see some slowdown in the US market among some merchants, particularly one with a lot of Chinese goods. But it seems to be more positive and picking up again. So we're happy about that.
And that comes in contrast to Affirm, which had shares drop 13% just a couple of weeks ago on a weak forecast. They're talking about, disappointing forecasts, sparking a sell-off. Not necessarily signs of weakened consumer spending yet, maybe some strategic issues. But how would you say, would it really even be a difference the last few weeks in terms of spending looking a little bit better? Or do you think there are just some competitive differences here?
Yeah, there might be. I mean, one often compares to Affirm, but truth is that they're much more of like a big ticket financier, right? You'll borrow big ticket items from us. We're more a payments company. Our average order value is $100. I think there's almost like 1,000. But it may also be, we won Walmart from Affirm recently. What did I know? Maybe that played into the game here. But I think in general, we are still cautious about the U.S. consumer outlook, right? I do think there's still some nervousness, and we do see some indications that we could, see a more negative outlook. But hopefully the positive news will continue becoming.
Yeah, speaking of which, as you said, you guys replaced Affirm as the buy now, pay later provider for Walmart. What did you have to do to get that deal?
Well, I hope show a lot of dedication. I felt very, coming from Sweden, the small country, going to Arkansas, Bentonville, and, I felt that there was a lot of similarities with the Midwest culture. And, we just we bow our heads down and we work really hard. And I hope they felt that we were a supplier that was going to do everything for them and one pay to partnering with.
Having had the pleasure of being to Sweden a couple of times, I take your point. So you also had DoorDash. This one made a lot of waves where you announced this buy now, pay later partnership. And a lot of people were like, great, this is basically, a way to split up the cost of unaffordable Chipotle deliveries, and a lot of eye rolling and things like that. Is there a real need for buy now, pay later loans on DoorDash? And where's that need coming from?
No, it is a misunderstanding. I mean, Klarna, if you look at Klarna in Europe, we are basically a PayPal equivalent. We process all types of purchases, and we do both debits where you pay in full and so forth. In the US, it is a very strange market because you have a tremendously high fee of debit payments. And with vendors like Uber, DoorDash that we work with, they have strong incentives of looking for better, more affordable payment solutions, and we can build them for them. We have this ability to, for example, aggregate transactions from a whole month and put them at a bill at the end of the month, which allows us to process payments very, very attractively for those merchants. So there's tons of other things that we're just not as familiar with, but people love jumping into the, pizza on installments association. But for us, this is a natural step because we want Americans to start to associate us with not only buy now, pay later, but the PayPal wallet type of experience that we have, and also the neobank offering that we offer. Our card has been launched in the US, and we're making upgrades to that. So we have tons of other features. We are basically a neobank to a large degree, but people associate us still strongly with buy now, pay later.
Well, again,